All right, welcome back, friends. So in a previous video, we built this little Baofeng radio mount for my Baofeng radio. And honestly, I wanted a cradle type mount where we could pull the radio in and out really quickly like that, and something that's going to hold it secure so that the radio has a spot to live on the dash of my Jeep. We built this thing, if you haven't seen the previous videos. We welded the whole little cradle together, and then this little piece is a ram mount. I'll link to the ram mount, but the cradle, you're going to have to find something on your own. I think Rugged Ridge has a kind of a version of this. I don't know that it'll work with the ram mount specifically because of the way it's shaped, but you could take a look into that. Anyway, so I thought we'd install this together and take a look at it and see if it's actually going to work, because I have yet to put it into use. But also, in the meantime, all the parts came in for my grand idea, and that is to turn this thing into a mobile unit when it's in the Jeep. Take off the antenna, put an external antenna, and all this other stuff. And honestly, I think it's the most complete Baofeng mobile radio conversion, because it allows me to do both, right? I can convert this into a mobile unit, and then with a twist of some things, make into a handheld again. So without further ado, let's go ahead and just take a look at the parts I have, and then things will become more clear as we put this together. So let's take a look. All right, friends, here we are. This is the grand masterpiece. This I think is what we need to do everything. And in my mind, it's really glorious. So let's hope it actually turns out like this. Okay, so when you're trying to mount a Baofeng radio in your vehicle, you run into a few issues. The first issue you run into is the mount. We already have that figured out. We have a mount here. We can move it and remove it quickly and easily. Okay, that is sorted out. The second issue we run into, and this is kind of a bigger issue, is how do we connect the antenna? Now, you can go about this a few ways. You can use the original style antenna where you screw in the cable each and every time you want to use it. If you want to take it out, you have to unscrew the antenna. I didn't like that, so what we're going to do is we're going to convert this to a B&C style connector, and basically what this is like a pop and twist connector. You just push and twist and it pops out. It's fantastic, and you'll see once I put it together, it'll make a little bit more sense. So connectors fixes the antenna connection. The mount allows the radio to mount in and out pretty quickly. The third issue that you're going to have is, how do you talk on the radio if it's mounted on the dash? That's easy one to fix. Baofeng make these little microphones that you can plug in. Not a big deal. You can also actually get Bluetooth ones, I found out, which is pretty neat. I might try that in the future. They're actually pretty expensive for the price of the radio, but they're pretty cool. So I might have to test that out. But the fourth and final issue, and this is actually the biggest one, how do you power this Baofeng radio? Now, Baofeng radios only charge with these three prongs on the back, and you have to use a base to charge them. So what a lot of people do is they just get bigger battery packs, and the bigger battery packs last for a lot longer. These little battery packs, if you're using the radio sparingly, you can get about a day and a half out of them. These ones, I've gotten about 3 days out of them so far. So that's a lot of usage, but I don't want to be dependent on having to take this back to a cradle or take extra junk with me in order to charge it. So what I found out is that they have Baofeng batteries that have their own charger. Ta-da! That is fantastic, because what that means now, so you can plug this cable into here and just have this plugged in the Jeep all the time. And so when we want to charge the radio, we just simply have this battery on there all the time. Whoopsie. Let's get this on here. Have this battery on here all the time, and then we can, boop, plug that in, charges, clip our antenna on, and we have antenna, our external antenna, charging, and then it's in the mount already. So that fixes all the issues. Plus, I thought of one really cool thing with this setup that I did not think about before. You only really need one cable to charge, and let me explain why. If this radio is always charging, right? Let's say it's on here, and it's always charging. And you have two of these radios, like I have two, and you have the other one with an extended battery too. And let's say you're using it, and the other one starts to die. Well, you could just pop the battery out of this radio, put it into your other radio, pop the dead battery into this radio, and plug it back in since it's sitting on this mount all the time. Then, now you have a very simple way to always keep a battery charged on your radios and run your radios. Anyway, that's the theory. That way, because, you know, having two of these radios on hand is actually really nice. Me and the wife use them all the time to guide each other, and they work out quite well because we don't have to scream and yell over the engine when we want the person to listen to us. So anyway, without further ado, I think it's time to, let's just get it installed. How about that? Let's get this mount on the dash, and let's just start plugging things in and wiring things up and see what happens. So it's time to do it. To mount this to the dash, you could screw this plate down. I'm not going to. I'm a huge fan of this Gorilla Tape, specifically the clear. It's like gummy and actually works really, really well. So we're going to try mounting it with that. I have a few things held on with it. My CB is actually held on my dash with this stuff, and it's been there for years. So we're just gonna try to get in here, use some of this, and yeah. If I have to go with something else, I will, but honestly, I don't think I will. I think we're gonna be able to just slap some pieces on here, and away we go. It would help if the mount actually had more surface area on it, but that's okay. I think we're gonna do just fine. Okay, I think that's pretty good. I'm gonna go and actually clean these corners up and everything so that that's not hanging out everywhere. And then I'll meet you inside the Jeep and we'll install it in there. Here we are at my dash. This is the area I'm thinking of mounting it, right about there, like that. And yeah, I think that's gonna be pretty good. I already went and cleaned everything off, so now it's just a matter of pulling this tape off and sticking it down. If you've ever seen someone pull this backing off, actually this tape's not bad, but sometimes you can feel like a monkey trying to get this stuff to peel the back off. But the Gorilla Tape I find is pretty good, so I think right about there is what I want. All right, it's there now. We can go and straighten this all out, but I think that's about how I want it. Let's grab the radio and see what happens. All right, let's see this radio go on. What the heck? Oh, I have this upside down. Good thing Ram mounts our balls, because, you know, spin them anyway. Now, let's see how this looks. Oh, yeah, that's going to hold fantastic. Yeah, that's pretty much exactly how I wanted it. That's great. I think it'll hold, really well just like that. And I have nice clearance here. It's not too high, I don't think. It's really not in the way. And yeah, I think that's gonna work wonderful. Okay, I think the next step is to get the antenna installed. It's probably gonna take the longest. So let's go on the roof rack. Let's go bolt up the mount and the antenna and get the wire running and everything. And then we'll come back in here and connect it all together. So I think I've decided I'm gonna put my mount right about here. Now, one thing about this mount, this is something that I made myself, just because I could. Honestly, I'm probably going to end up buying one, and I recommend you doing the same. They're so inexpensive for what you get, and they're going to be probably a bit stronger, maybe. But, I mean, for what you get, they're pretty cheap, and yeah, you don't have to do any guesswork or anything. I just did it because I had some material and I thought it'd be kind of fun to make my own. And I'm finding out that's not really the case. So, especially with NMO mount, it's a weird hole and I don't know. So, if I can get this on here and we can get started, that'd be nice. I am not the expert in this stuff at all. I know enough to get myself into trouble. But I also know enough when I don't know. And right now, I don't know. But I think my idea is sound. Let me know in the comments what you think. I think this whole entire setup is a good idea if you have a Baofeng radio, you're looking at buying one for whatever reason, various purposes. Maybe it's price, maybe it's because it's a good handheld, I don't know. I mean, good, I guess, is relative. There are a lot nicer radios out there, obviously. But I don't know. For the price, it seems to do okay. And I think adding an external antenna to it, probably definitely, I don't think it can hurt, you know? Really don't think it can hurt. All right, I'm gonna ratchet this down, snug these up, and then we'll I don't know, get the cable on there. What we'll do, yeah, that's what we'll do. Mount is installed and very, very tight. It's not going anywhere. One thing I'm unsure of is this NMO cable. Now, online I could not really find like many directions on how this thing works or how to install them really, but it looks fairly straightforward. If I have the wrong style cable, please let me know in the comments because I would like to have the right one. I think I'm going to spin this around this way actually. But I know this one is for a through trunk or through body mount or something like that. So there is that. It could be wrong. Could be wrong. It's actually probably wrong. I don't know enough about this stuff to know that I'm getting the exact parts, but I mean most of it I do, but things like this are a little outside my knowledge, a little outside my area of expertise on this stuff because I'm not an expert on it. But you know, sometimes you learn by doing, and right now we are learning by doing. So that seems to be pretty tight to me. And here it is, little antenna. It's a little baby antenna compared to my CB radio. But that's actually kind of nice. I don't think I'll have to take it down as often. I mount my, I think it's a 48-inch or whatever, Wilson 1000. I mount it up here, and when I go through drive-thrus or whatever, yeah, I take it down all the time. All the time I take it down. But this little guy, he's so small. I don't know that I'll have to. You know, maybe I'll mount him somewhere else too so I don't knock him off. But I think this will work for now. Higher is probably definitely better, I'm assuming, just like CB. So yeah. Okay, now this time I'm going to go ahead and mount the cable. There's no reason for me to show you guys how to do that because it's, you know, it's going to be dependent on your vehicle and it's boring watching that. So I'll go ahead and get this routed, get it in the vehicle, and then we'll do the fun part where we, I don't know, connect everything together and see what happens. Yeah, let's do that. Well, we got the cable installed, and it was comically difficult to get this behind the dash, but we got it, it's there, and we're good to go. So before we actually put the connectors on here, let's do the power cable first. And off camera, I think over here, I just have like a USB charging brick thing. It's like got 4 USB things in it, so that I can charge more than one USB at a time. So I think that will just plug into that and then plug into this part of the battery right there. Yep, okay, that looks like it's charging. With the charging cable installed and working, we can now focus on getting our antenna connected. So these are the B and C connectors I was talking about. Essentially, I think this one is SMA to male B and C, I believe it is. And then this one should be B and C to female. Uh-oh, that looks like a male. We might have a problem here. Dang. Okay. Problem. And everything was going so smooth. I thought we had it. Let me double check, make sure I didn't miss something. Dang. Okay. I messed up. I made a goof. So what we'll have to do is we'll continue with everything else, kind of on how it's going to look. And then what we'll do is I'll order the piece, and the next video we'll actually get the antenna hooked up and we'll do a test on it at the same time. So that's unfortunate. Man, you know, you try so hard to make everything perfect and you just can't. All right, anyway, so the next step is this little microphone. Yeah, and I don't have a really good spot for this. I might be able to hook do a little hook here, which that probably wouldn't be bad. On my visor, actually, there's this metal hook. I don't know if you can see that. Let me see if I can get you up there. Yeah, there's this metal hook right here, and so my visor might just go like that because I think that's actually pretty nice and kind of out of the way. But you know, if not, then what we'll do is we'll just do something. We'll just do something here on the dash or down here. Well, at least we get a demo on how easy it is to take off. So if you take out the power cable, take out this, pop out the B and C connector, and pull your radio out. This actually gives me a chance to buy the other B and C connector I need for the antenna, because right now I'd have to undo this like so, and then wherever my antenna went, then I'd have to screw the antenna in. So, which was not the plan. The plan was to have all the B and C connectors that I needed in order to just, you know, pop these in, you know, screw them in permanently, and then just pop things in. So, darn. Alrighty, there you have it. Or there we have it, really. Turning a handheld radio into a mobile unit. Honestly, I'm really mad at myself. Not a little, I'm really mad at myself that I messed up that BNC connector. I really thought I had everything correct. So I'm going to have to check my order because I thought I had everything the way I needed it to be. So clearly not though. Anyway, to remedy that, I will get the correct connector. We will, you know, connect up the last thing that needs to be connected, which is that that external antenna, and then we'll go do a test of some sort. I'm leery of doing range tests and giving you exact miles and all that stuff, and proving how many miles it can go and blah, 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 because honestly, it's so variable. It's so hard to prove to you that this radio can go 25 miles with this antenna and then 100 miles with another antenna. It's just, for me, it's not accurate enough, or it's not, I don't know. I can't reproduce it for all of you guys to prove that you can go, you know, 100 miles with a little tiny external antenna. Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen. What we can do though is we can prove if it goes a little further, or if the quality is nicer on both ends, if you can hear and speak a little bit better. That is what we can do. And so I'll come up with some little test where we can see if it actually is any better than just having this little antenna on here. I'm guessing it is because it's outside the vehicle and it's, you know, a little bit bigger. But yeah, other than that, last thing is hit the comments. Let me know what you guys think about this setup. I think I worked around a lot of the issues that these radios have specifically. Not being able to plug it in and charge it, having everything quick and easy to connect and disconnect, even down to the mount. I think I worked around a lot of the issues. I think I did a pretty good job, but if you have a suggestion on something else I could do, please let me know and I'll look at trying it, because I really believe in having something that works in multiple ways. And so having a system that can be a mobile unit and a handheld unit and be pretty decent at both is pretty neat, I think. And I'll throw all the links in the description. For the exception of the BNC connectors, I'll throw the correct ones in there so you can take a look at that if you choose, and maybe this is something you'd like to do. Anyway, I think that's about it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Appreciate everyone who likes or whatever, comments on the videos or subscribes. It's really awesome. I can't believe we almost hit 2,000 subscribers at this point, and I really appreciate every single one of you. So anyway, guys, I think that's it for this video. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.